So how does legal fit into the areas that we've been discussing today? Well, when we talk about military and veterans and their families, we often talk about the sacrifice that they make for us all. And part of that sacrifice involves living the military lifestyle and all that that entails. And a big part of the military lifestyle, unfortunately, can give rise to legal problems for our military families and certainly for our veterans. When you think about how often military families have to relocate across the country and around the world, and all of the kinds of issues that arise with dealing with contracts, dealing with leases, and so on. When you think about our reservists and our National Guards men and women who are mobilized and deployed, leave their jobs, perhaps have a reduction in income because of going on active duty service, and then have to return to their civilian employment after 12, 18 months, legal issues can arise there. Certainly with our veterans, we hear a lot about their need for legal assistance to get the benefits that they are entitled to for service-connected injuries. And of course, unfortunately, we also hear a lot about legal problems that can arise from those who are seriously injured or killed in action, or perhaps have committed suicide as a result of mental health issues coming back from combat. So I see these issues every day in my work at the American Bar Association, and what I'm here to talk to you about, other way, is how to deal with these legal issues. And if there is one takeaway that I would like you to have from this session today, it's this: a resolvable legal issue may lie at the heart of a military client's problem. And remember that. And I'll give you an illustration to sort of help understand that better. Let's imagine you work at a social service type organization and a military spouse comes in and says, my husband, he's been deployed, he's in Afghanistan, and I just received a letter from a bank that says that the home that I'm renting, the landlord hasn't been paying the mortgage. And so the home is now going into foreclosure. And the bank says I have to leave right away. And I need help. I just paid my rent a week ago. I don't have any extra income. I don't know how I'm going to pay to move myself and my children to a new home immediately. So what do you do in that instance? Do you just address the immediate problem, find financial help, maybe find some housing or some other assistance? Or do you stop for a moment and think, you know, this doesn't really seem right. It doesn't seem like it could be legal for a bank just to do this, to come in and remove a family from a home like this, especially a military family. Well, obviously, that's what you should do. You should consider whether there might be a resolvable legal issue that may provide a better, longer-term solution that might keep that family in the home for an extended period of time, allowing them to relocate under conditions that are most favorable to them. If you do this, you may encounter two key challenges. The first is figuring out how to identify the legal issue and identify the legal rights that might be available in that circumstance. And then the second challenge is locating legal help to actually resolve the problem. When seeking out legal information, it's very important to remember that you should be looking for military-specific legal information. If you, say in the hypothetical example that I gave you, if you were looking to try to find out, does the law allow for a foreclosing entity to remove a family like this, and under these circumstances, you could go on Google and probably find the answer fairly quickly. But what you might not find is how federal and state statutes that are military specific might give that family additional legal rights and additional legal protections. They're out there in a variety of different ways for active duty and for veterans, and you should always remember to be looking for resources that will provide you with that information, because your client may have more rights than you may have found in your quick search. The American Bar Association has created an online resource called ABA Homefront, which is a clearinghouse of legal information written for non-lawyers in a very easily accessible style, where you can find that military-specific information and find out what kinds of special rights a military client may have. abahomefront.org. Now, once you've figured out whether there are special legal rights available for that military member or veteran, the next step is to try to find actual in-person legal help. And the key thing to remember here is that a military legal assistance attorney is generally the best first place to find free civil legal help for that military member, dependent, or veteran. They can go to a military legal assistance office, meet with a JAG or civilian attorney, get legal advice and direction, and get some assistance with whatever that problem may be. ABA Homefront has a national directory of every military legal assistance office available throughout the country, and those overseas as well. The difficulty that your client may have when meeting with the military attorney is that that military attorney may not be able to actually provide the full range of service that that client needs. Military attorneys can't often go into court to provide representation. So the American Bar Association has created Military Pro Bono Project, which helps move those cases from the Military Legal Assistance Office to a civilian attorney in the community where the legal help is needed, and that attorney will then provide free representation and legal counsel to that military member to help resolve that problem permanently. And if you go on abahomefront.org to the National Directory, you'll find many, many other organizations, legal aid, lawyer referral, and bar association, law clinics, and others that also provide a similar service. So the ABA stands by to assist you in helping to identify and to resolve the legal issues that you may find with your military clients. My contact information is here. And I thank you for your time and your attention in helping this very deserving population.